Good day everyone, my name is Shannon Jus Pancilon, and today our group is excited to present a discussion on an important aspect of academic writing, which is literature review. Before we begin, allow me to introduce my group mates. First, we have Ersme Angela Martin, next Hedy Teruya, and Erwin Navarrete, and lastly we have Kevin Sack. Together, we prepared this presentation to guide you in understanding these concepts and applying them in your own work.
What is literature review? A literature review is a summary of published work in a field of study. This can be a section of a larger paper or article, or can be focus of an entire paper. Literature reviews shows that you have examined the breadth of knowledge and can justify your thesis or research questions. There are also valuable tools for other researchers who need to find a summary of that field of knowledge. Unlike an annotated bibliography, which is a list of sources with short descriptions, a literature review synthesizes sources into a summary that has a thesis or a statement of purpose, stated or implied at its core. A literature review is to gain an understanding of existing research and debates relevant to a particular topic or area of study, and to present that knowledge in the form of a written report. Another great benefit of literature reviews is that as you read, you'll get a better understanding of how research findings are presented and discussed in a particular discipline. If you pay attention to what you read and try to achieve a similar style, you'll become more successful at writing for your discipline. So, there are 3 steps of literature review, which is analyze, summarize, and evaluate. So first is analyze. You have to identify the main argument or thesis, understand the research methodology on how the author collect and analyze data, and also recognize the key findings and conclusions. Second is summary. Condense the main points by briefly describe the key arguments and findings. Paraphrase the author's ideas and highlight the most relevant information. And lastly, evaluate. Assess the credibility of the source. Evaluate the quality of the research and identify strength and weakness and compare and contrast with other sources.
As you read a literature, it is important to take notes and organize your findings. Just make sure you are keeping up with the latest literature and use the literature it refers to as well. Now, once you have all your notes, it's time to start writing. A good literature review should have a clear structure with an introduction that explains the topic and the research questions. Next, a main body that summarizes and synthesizes the literature. Lastly, a conclusion that highlights the main findings and suggests avenues for the future research. Also, you should be able to understand the purpose of each part of what you are writing. It helps determine the tone, structure, and content of your writing. It ensures effectively communicates your message to the audience. And lastly, it's important to cite your sources properly and to use a consistent citation style throughout your literature review. This not only gives a credit to the authors whose work you are citing, but also helps readers to find the source you are using.
Literature review tips. Number 1. Use evidence. Back up points by referring to specific writers or studies. Number 2, be relevant. Only include information related to the review focus. Number 3, be selective. Only include the most important points. Number 4, be brief. Summarize the main points rather than paraphrase or use quotations. Number 5, show importance. The more important a study is, the more space it should take up. Number 6, compare and contrast. Highlight any similarities or differences in the findings. Number 7, synthesize. Link the sources together if they say the same thing. Number 8, be cautious. Do not make claims the evidence does not show. By following these 8 tips, you can write a literature review that is comprehensive, critical, and well organized.
What is synthesizing? Synthesizing is the process of taking multiple pieces of information and combining them to create a new, unified understanding. Imagine you have a handful of puzzle pieces, each representing a different pack of idea. Synthesizing is like putting those pieces together to form a complete picture. You analyze each piece, identify connection between them, and then create a new understanding that goes beyond the individual parts. It's like taking different ingredients and mixing them to create a unique dish, or combining various musical notes to create a melody. Synthesizing allows you to create something new and original by drawing connection and insight from existing information. Synthesizing is crucial because it allows us to go beyond simply absorbing information and instead creating a deeper understanding. Imagine reading several articles about a topic, each offering different perspective. By synthesizing these articles, we can identify common themes, contrasting viewpoints, and potential gaps in knowledge. This process helps us move from fragmented understanding to a more holistic and nuanced grasp of a subject. Furthermore, it allows us to generate new ideas and insights by combining existing information in novel ways. This is essential for critical thinking, problem solving, and even creative endeavors. Whether we're analyzing research data, interpreting historical events, or even crafting compelling arguments, synthesizing information empower us to extract meaningful insight and generate fresh perspective.
Synthesize involves integrating information from various sources to form a consolidated understanding of a topic. It is a crucial skill in academic writing, research, and several academic disciplines. Synthesize refers to process of combining multiple sources and ideas to create new insights or conclusions, unlike summarizing, which focuses on distilling the key points from the individual sources. Synthesize requires blending information from different sources, along with the writer's own analysis. This comprehensive approach enhances the academic discourse by connecting disparate ideas and fostering a deeper understanding of the topic. Steps in the synthesizing process. Number 1 is understanding the sources. Begin by critically reading and comprehending each source to identify main arguments and contributions. Number 2, identifying relationships. Look for connections between the sources, assessing similarities and differences, and noting how they complement or contradict each other. Number 3, organizing information. Create a structured framework that combines insight from multiple sources, often represented through tools such as synthesized matrices. Number 4, integrating ideas. Weave together the information to articulate a central thesis or argument that captures the essence of 5. Evaluating sources. Assess the reliability and relevance of each source to ensure that the synthesized is based on a credible and pertinent evidence. Number 6. Drafting and revising. Write the synthesized content, then revise to clarify arguments and ensure a logical flow between ideas. In summary, the ability to synthesize information not only demonstrates critical thinking but also elevates academic discourse by connecting diverse perspectives and fostering new insights.